Workers at Volkswagen's Chattanooga plant in Tennessee in Texas in America. The biggest Volkswagen plant in America. They have said the reasons why they are going to unionize include employee benefits, employee safety, employee careers. But when they were actually interviewed, none of them said that the reason they're unionizing is to improve production quality, to improve production speed, and to therefore be able to stave off Volkswagen moving plants or building plants in China or Mexico in response to the high cost of manufacturing in America. The Volkswagen Group are unquestionably in trouble in America. And Volkswagen hope that they can revive their current position in America. They're not one of the big automakers in the United States. It's really the only market Volkswagen have not really succeeded in. They've succeeded in Europe, they've succeeded in China, although that's in question a little bit now. And Volkswagen plan on investing many billions of dollars to build electric cars in America, to build the new Scout electric vehicles. But this could be a significant issue, and I'll explain why. It's going to really be a big problem for Volkswagen now to seriously compete in the United States. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans, you're watching the Electric Viking. Volkswagen workers at the Tennessee plant have filed to hold a UAW election. The UAW says it's almost certain that Volkswagen in North America will become part of the UAW. Now, you've got to have a look at what Ford have said has happened to them over the last 6 months with their UAW negotiations. And it has meant that Ford is now struggling to actually produce cars at prices where they can make a profit. Volkswagen workers at the automaker's Tennessee factory have filed to hold a union election as the UAW, or the United Auto Workers, continues its drive at multiple US facilities. Now, the UAW said they're investing around $40 million US in order to kind of create a marketing drive to sign up Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and Tesla, to get them all part of the UAW. It is kind of a monopoly here that the UAW have, but the UAW believe that workers should become part of their group and sign up with them, because then everything will be okay. But this could be a big issue. The reason is this. Automakers know that the biggest cost to their production of cars is staff. Unquestionably, it's staff. Staff have, I know what I'm like, right? I have days where I don't want to work, days where I'm sick, days where I break my foot and I've got to go in for surgery tomorrow, which is true. We all do, don't we? We have issues with other employees that we don't get along with. We get tired. We need to go to sleep. We need to have days off. We need to have weekends off. We need to have holiday pay. Robots don't need any of that. Now, Tesla want to replace a significant percentage of its workforce with robots. China says that that's exactly what it's doing right now. Now, BYD have deployed robots in their factories, so has NIO. China says that it's going to take over the global labor force by manufacturing everything in China with robots. That's what UAW and Volkswagen have to compete with. The UAW announced last month that a majority of workers at the Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the biggest Volkswagen plant in America by far, have signed on. On Monday, the union shared a post on its website saying that workers at the plant have formally filed a petition with the National Labor Relations Board to join the UAW. Today, we are one step closer to making a good job at Volkswagen into a great career, said Isaac Meadows, a team member in assembly. Right now, we miss time with our families because so much of our paid time off is burned up during the summer and winter shutdowns. We shouldn't have to choose between our family and our job. By winning our union and a real choice at Volkswagen, we can negotiate more time with our families. Now, it's fair to say paid some of Volkswagen's current staff to make these kinds of comments. That's just what the UAW do. That's well known. Now, this may be true. Maybe he's speaking from the heart and maybe he's telling the truth, but you have to admit there's some paid influence going on with some of these comments. So it's sort of hard to tell how genuine they are and whether or not what he's saying is coming from what he really believes. Does he really believe that he's going to have a long-term career with Volkswagen? It could happen, maybe. Victor Vaughan, another employee who works in logistics, points to a need for improved safety efforts at the factory as the reason he supports the union. Just the other day, I was almost hit by 4 500-plus pound crates while I was driving to deliver parts. That incident should have been followed up within the hour, but even after I checked out, no one asked me about it. Volkswagen has partnered with unionized workforces around the world to make their plants safe and successful. That's why we're voting for a voice at Volkswagen here in Chattanooga. Past attempts to unionize the plant have failed, with workers voting against joining the UAW in 2019, says Teslarati. Now, on Monday, Volkswagen said it will fully support a vote to be part of the union so that every team member has a chance to vote in privacy in this important decision. The election timeline will be determined by the NLRB. Now, the NLRB has said it received the filing from the UAW to represent around 4,300 workers at the plant. If Volkswagen and the UAW can't agree on election details, then the NLRB will hold a hearing before the election on the 26th of March. The Chattanooga factory employs around 5,500 workers. The facility produces the Volkswagen ID.4 EV, the Atlas, and the Atlas Cross Sport. Now, obviously, unionizing will definitely add a significant cost to production of those vehicles. If we look at the history of companies after they've unionized, it does add a cost. It's significant, and Ford have revealed that cost is, they say, meaning that each of their staff will cost them approximately $250,000 each. That would, of course, mean the Volkswagen ID.4 might not be so affordable in future. Maybe other Volkswagen cars won't be either. The UAW points out that it's Volkswagen's only plant around the world that doesn't have employee representation. This also marks the first non-union US plant at which workers have filed to hold an election after the UAW successfully garnered record pay increases in a historic 6-week strike against Ford, General Motors, and Dodge Chrysler owner Stellantis last year. Now, it should be pointed out, though, that since then, General Motors has redoubled its efforts to manufacture more cars in Mexico, and Ford they've fired thousands of workers. It's not all good news. There is pros and cons here. You can't just focus on one side. You can't just say, oh, we just signed with the union, everything's wonderful. Because unfortunately, here in Australia, we did used to have an automotive industry, but realistically, it was all unionized, and that did add significant cost, and it meant that cars just couldn't be produced economically. Now, I'm not saying the union was the only reason for that, but it certainly contributed. And a lot of people think it was the biggest reason. In November, following the ratification of the new contracts with the Big Three, meaning Stellantis, Ford, and General Motors, the UAW launched official union drives, and Volkswagen, Tesla, Toyota, and 10 other automakers with non-union represented facilities in the US, along with the Volkswagen plant achieving a super majority of workers signing union cards. Employees at a Mercedes-Benz plant also signed up for the UAW last month. Some have criticized the UAW for driving costs too high, and many have aired concerns about US companies potentially moving manufacturing outside the country in response to the high cost of operations in America. After the UAW threatened to launch a strike at Ford's Kentucky truck plant last month due to incomplete local contracts, apparently, CEO Jim Farley said that the automaker would have to think carefully about their manufacturing footprint. And since that point in time, keep this in mind, Ford have paused their decision to invest more than $10 billion on new production sites in America. Now, is that the response to the unions? I don't know, but it certainly could have played a part. Our reliance on the UAW turned out to be we were the first truck plant to be shut down, said Farley. Really, our relationship has changed. It's been a watershed moment for the company. Does this have business impact? Yes, he said.